Find your quiet place. Let the noise of your day fade into a distant hum. You are about to step out of your time and into another. A story is waiting in the darkness. A life you have not yet lived. A choice you have not yet made. Take a slow, deep breath and let go. The story is now ready for you. Hey there, sleepyhead. Welcome. Tonight, you are about to walk the spiral stairs of a lonely lighthouse perched on the edge of a cliff, overlooking a sea that shimmers silver under a pale, gentle moon. Lie back, breathe deep, and let the scent of salt water and weathered timber drift into your mind. The waves crash softly against jagged rocks below. Their rhythm is slow and constant, like a heartbeat you can feel in your chest. The wind stirs the lanterns, making shadows dance across the walls of the keeper's quarters. This is not a story of bustling ports, crowded docks, or sailors' laughter. No. It is a story of quiet vigilance, whispered secrets, and the strange, gentle loneliness of a place where the horizon stretches endlessly, and the world feels small beneath the endless sky. Now close your eyes for a moment and step into the lighthouse. Feel the worn stone under your fingers, the aged wooden banister beneath your hand, and the soft, steady glow of the lantern above. Every creak of the stairs, every whisper of wind through the cracks in the walls is part of the rhythm of this place. Every breath you take is heavy with the calm, careful watch of someone who has kept the light for countless nights. You are the lighthouse keeper, young and eager, yet humbled by the vastness of sea and sky. You learn quickly that solitude is not empty. It is full of thought, memory, and the quiet murmurs of the world beyond the cliff. The first lesson is subtle. Observation is everything. The lighthouse is alive with small sounds and soft movements. The shifting of a sail far out at sea, the distant cry of a gull, the gentle sway of lantern chains above. You learn to notice what is constant, what is fleeting, and what is not meant to be understood, only respected. Evening falls, and the lighthouse becomes a cocoon of amber light. Shadows stretch long along the walls, softening the edges of the world. You light the main lantern, feeling its warmth and weight in your hands. The light reaches far across the waves, cutting a path through the mist and drawing invisible lines across the horizon. The night is calm, yet every sound feels magnified in the vast quiet. The wind brushing across stone, the waves whispering to the rocks, the gentle creak of the stairs as you pace the spiral. The lighthouse does not speak, yet you feel its presence as a steady, patient companion, watching, testing, reminding you of your purpose. You sit at the top, gaze out over the endless water, and let the soft awe of the scene seep into your bones. This place is old, wise, and full of gentle wonder. Its quiet lessons are both comforting and disorienting, revealing the vastness of the world beyond the cliff and the smallness of your own body, your own fears, your own life. Here, on this precipice between earth and sea, time bends. Minutes stretch into hours, hours fold into nights, and nights drift seamlessly into dawn. You learn patience, you learn stillness, and you learn to listen not only to the world outside, but to the world within yourself. And so your first night as the lighthouse keeper draws on, a gentle initiation into a life of vigilance, solitude, and wonder. You will learn to read the horizon, to follow the rhythm of the waves, and to trust the light that you carry, both in your lantern and in your mind. The second night arrives with a quiet hush. The waves roll in a slower, measured rhythm, as if waiting for you to notice their secret patterns. You climb the spiral stairs again, your hand brushing against the worn stone, feeling the history held in every groove, every crack. The lighthouse seems older now, older than the land, older than the waves, older than the stars themselves. The lantern above casts a warm circle of light, but outside, the darkness stretches endlessly, a soft curtain between you and the distant horizon. You notice small details you had missed before, the faint scent of salt in the stones, the subtle creak of the beams, the whispers of wind weaving through narrow cracks. Everything is magnified in the quiet. Every wave breaking on the rocks is a soft drum. Every gull's cry is a distant song. You realize the lighthouse is alive in its own way, not sentient, not waiting, not watching with malice, but existing with an ancient patience that humbles your very breath. As you move through your nightly routine, polishing the glass, adjusting the lantern's wick, and tracing the spiral of the stairs, a strange calm settles over you. The solitude is not loneliness, not yet. It is a space where your mind begins to unfurl, where memories drift in like gentle tides. Sometimes, in the soft hush of the night, you think you hear murmurs, not voices, not words, but a language older than time. A chant, a murmur, echoing from the corners where shadow pools. It is not frightening, it is curious. A gentle nudge of awe, reminding you that the world is bigger than your eyes, your hands, your heart. You pause on the stairs, hand resting on the banister, and let your gaze wander across the waves. Each wave is a story, each ripple a memory of distant shores, of ships long vanished, of lives touched by the sea. The horizon seems to shimmer, shifting subtly, as if inviting you to follow it into places you cannot yet name. Your body feels the rhythm of the lighthouse, the slow, steady heartbeat of its presence, the sway of the lantern chains, the tiny vibrations of the waves hitting the cliff. You realize you have begun to attune yourself to it, as if your own breath and heartbeat have learned to follow the pulse of this sentinel by the sea. By midnight, the lighthouse feels like a world unto itself. Shadows stretch and bend in ways that defy logic, shapes forming in the corners, then dissolving when you look directly. The floor beneath your feet seems impossibly solid and impossibly fragile all at once, and you understand that this place exists beyond ordinary time. In the gentle darkness, disorientation settles in, not as fear, but as a soft, hypnotic wonder. You cannot fully measure the distance from floor to roof, from window to horizon. Space folds upon itself, and you realize that what you see and what you know are only partial, fragmentary glimpses of something far older and vaster than your mind can hold. You begin to feel a slow surrender, a gentle dissolving of boundaries. The lighthouse is not a threat. It is a guide, showing you the rhythm of stillness, of patience, of quiet awe. You sense that it will keep you, or release you, or simply exist alongside you, indifferent to your small human concerns. As dawn approaches, a soft silver light slips across the horizon, catching the waves and casting them in a gentle glow. The lighthouse and the sea exist in perfect harmony, a duet of light and shadow, motion and stillness. You take a deep breath, feeling both humbled and uplifted, part of the world yet distinct, tethered to the slow, quiet heartbeat of this place. The second night teaches you patience, teaches you presence, teaches you the subtle thrill of awe. In a world that continues in infinite rhythms, you are learning that to survive here, not in body, but in spirit, is to attune yourself to the calm pulse of the sea, the patient watch of the lighthouse, and the soft, undulating beauty of solitude. Night falls again, slower now, as if time itself has grown languid, stretching the moments between each wave. You climb the spiral stairs with a quiet deliberation, each step echoing softly in the hollow cylinder of stone. The lantern sways gently in your hand, casting long, wandering shadows across the walls. Shapes form and dissolve at the edge of your vision, delicate as smoke, fleeting as memory. The air is thick with salt and warmth, a comforting heaviness that presses gently against your skin. Each breath draws in the history of the sea, the mineral tang of stones, the whispered presence of centuries of watchful keepers who came before you. You move with the rhythm of the lighthouse now, your body aware of every small shift in its structure, every creak of wood and stone, every subtle sigh of the wind threading through cracks in the walls. It feels as if the lighthouse itself is alive, not with intent, not with malice, but with an ancient, patient awareness that stretches far beyond your comprehension. In a small alcove near the top of the stairs, your hand brushes against a loose stone. Curiosity guides your fingers. Behind it, tucked into a small hollow, is a small leather-bound logbook, its pages softened by decades of sea air. It does not belong to the official records. This is something personal. You open it carefully. The ink is faded, the handwriting elegant but sparse. The entries are not storms or shipwrecks. They are observations of the quiet. One entry reads, "The fog was so thick today, the world was gone. I did not feel lost. I felt as if the tower was a ship, and I its only passenger, sailing on an ocean of cloud." Another entry years later simply says, "The silence has a sound. It is the sound of starlight on water." You close the book, a shiver of connection passing through you. You are not the first to feel this place's strange magic, to be cradled by its immense solitude. You place the book back, a secret shared with a ghost. Your attention turns from the logbook to the heart of the lighthouse itself, the clockwork mechanism that turns the great lens. It is a beautiful, intricate machine of polished brass gears, heavy weights, and taut cables, ticking with the slow, deliberate heartbeat of a giant. Your task before dawn is to wind it, a ritual of strength and care. You grasp the heavy iron crank, its surface worn smooth by the hands of all the keepers before you. You begin to turn, and the great machine responds with a low, resonant groan. The sound is not one of distress, but of a sleeping giant stirring. With each rotation, you feel the tension build in the cables. See the massive counterweights rise slowly, almost imperceptibly, up the central column of the tower. This is not brute force. It is a dance of balance and rhythm. You listen to the clicks and whirs of the gears, each sound telling you about the tension, the speed, the health of the machine. The air smells of oil and old metal, a scent of pure function and reliability. This mechanism does not judge. It does not feel, it simply serves its one profound purpose: to turn the light. As you work, you watch the gears interlock, their brass teeth meshing perfectly, a testament to the beautiful logic of their design. You feel a connection to the long-dead craftsmen who built this place, their intelligence and foresight living on in this steady, rhythmic movement. In this moment, you are not just a keeper, you are a custodian of their legacy, a partner to this magnificent machine. When the weights reach the top, the tension is set. The mechanism will now turn the light for another full night. A silent, steadfast promise to the sea. You run a soft cloth over the brass housing, a gesture of respect, of thanks. The lighthouse feels settled now, its heart wound and beating steadily, ready for the darkness. In this night, the silence feels thick yet tender, a velvet embrace. You notice the tiniest details, the intricate patterns of frost forming on the windows, the faint shimmer of bioluminescent plankton far below, and the subtle vibrations that travel from the waves through the cliff into the very stones of the lighthouse. Sometimes you pause, mid-step, sensing movement at the periphery of your vision. But it is never threatening, only curious, an echo of something non-human, distant. Observing with gentle indifference, you let your eyes drift, following these fleeting shapes, your mind attuned to their rhythm without urgency or alarm. Your tasks become meditative, checking the lantern, polishing the glass, tracing the spiral with fingers lightly brushing the cool stone. The motions repeat with comforting regularity, each small action grounding you in a world that exists beyond ordinary understanding, a place where time folds and bends like the gentle waves below. The horizon shifts subtly, hues of deep indigo and soft silver mingling in a dance of color that the mind struggles to categorize. The sea below becomes a mirror, reflecting stars that seem impossibly close, and you feel the edges of reality softening, your perception expanding and stretching into something simultaneously intimate and infinite. The light from the great lens above does not just illuminate, it paints. It sweeps across your small room in a slow, rhythmic wave of amber, and for a few seconds, everything is held in a warm, timeless glow. Then it passes, and the soft moonlight reclaims the space. This repeating cycle of light and soft shadow becomes a lullaby for the eyes, a visual breath. Just as that thought settles, a change occurs. A thick, pearlescent fog begins to roll in from the sea. It is not a storm, not violent, but a silent, creeping presence. You watch from the lantern room as the horizon is swallowed, the line between sea and sky dissolving into a soft, gray nothingness. The world outside vanishes. The stars, the moon, the distant waves, all are erased. The lighthouse is now truly an island, a tower floating in an endless sea of vapor. The sound of the world changes, too. The sharp crash of waves is muffled into a low, distant thud. The wind no longer whistles. It sighs, a soft, breathy murmur against the glass. You feel the isolation sharpen, yet it is not frightening. It is profound. The light from your lantern no longer cuts across the water. Instead, it illuminates the swirling, dancing particles of the fog itself. The beam becomes a solid, tangible thing, a cone of golden light turning slowly in the dense whiteness. It feels as if you are polishing the inside of a vast, hollow pearl. You step out onto the narrow walkway that circles the lantern room, the cold, damp air clinging to your face and clothes. The fog is so thick you cannot see the rocks below, only the swirling abyss. You are standing in a cloud at the top of the world. There is no past, no future, only this single suspended moment. You hold your hand out, and the mist curls around your fingers, cool and insubstantial. You take a breath, and the air tastes clean and wet, the very essence of the sea. In this sensory deprivation, other feelings heighten. You can feel the deep, resonant vibration of the tower more clearly, the slow, steady turning of the lens, a pulse in the stone beneath your feet. The lighthouse feels more alive than ever, its presence your only anchor in this featureless world. You watch the dust motes, usually invisible, dance in the beam of light as it passes. They become a slow, swirling galaxy, a universe in miniature, each particle on its own silent, predetermined path. You feel your own thoughts begin to slow, matching their gentle, hypnotic drift. Now, you turn to the most intimate ritual of the night, the polishing of the great lens. You approach the heart of the lighthouse, the massive assembly of glass prisms, with a soft cloth and a solution of vinegar and water. The air here hums with a faint, resonant energy, the focal point of all the tower's power. You begin to sense the stories held within the lighthouse. Lives lived, storms weathered, the slow, quiet passage of time marking every stone, every beam. You feel part of these stories, yet distinct, a participant and an observer in equal measure, suspended in the gentle disorientation of awe. Soft murmurs seem to drift along the wind, faint, like voices of the past carried across centuries. They are not words you can understand, but their rhythm resonates with something deep within you. The glass is cool to the touch. You begin on the lowest tier, your motions slow and circular. The cloth whispers against the surface, a soft, rhythmic shush that echoes in the quiet room. You don't just clean the glass, you commune with it. With each pass, you feel the day's salt and grime give way to perfect, clear transparency. As you work, the lamplight from your small lantern refracts through the thousand facets of the lens. Tiny, brilliant rainbows dance and scatter across the dark walls of the lantern room, painting the stone with fleeting strokes of indigo, crimson, and gold. It is like being inside a diamond, a kaleidoscope of silent, moving color. Your mind quiets, focusing only on the task. The circular motion of your hand becomes a meditation. You think of the light that will soon pass through this very spot. You think of a ship far out in the darkness, its crew looking for this exact beam of light. You are not just cleaning glass. You are polishing a pathway for hope. You are wiping away the obscurity so that clarity can shine through. Each prism is a different shape, a different angle, and you learn the unique curve of every single one. Your hands know this landscape of glass by heart. You feel the history in it, the countless storms its surface has reflected, the endless nights it has stood watch. There is no boredom in this task, only a deep, abiding peace, a sense of purpose found in a simple, repeated, and necessary act. A calm hum that draws you further into the hypnotic cadence of the lighthouse. Your senses heighten to subtle shifts in light and sound. The lantern's glow seems to stretch longer, its reflection bending in ways that defy strict geometry. Shadows fold in gentle arcs, and you feel a quiet exhilaration, a soft thrill at being part of this world that exists simultaneously within and beyond human perception. You pause at the top, the great glass lantern before you. The ocean stretches endlessly, shimmering under the moon's silver touch. Each wave carries a story, each crest and trough, a pulse of time older than your own. You feel a profound connection, not dominance, not fear, only an intimate, reverent attunement to the eternal rhythms of sea and stone. In this stage of your life as keeper, you realize that survival here is not about resisting or conquering, but about listening, attuning, surrendering gently to the flow of time and space. The lighthouse is not a guardian or a jailer, but a steady, patient companion in your quiet solitude. As dawn begins to brush the horizon with gentle rose and gold, you feel yourself merging with the calm, a slow, unhurried immersion into the rhythm of the world around you. Sleep and wakefulness blur, the heartbeat of the sea and the lighthouse weaving a soft lullaby that carries you toward rest. The light of the rising sun filters through the glass of the lantern, casting delicate prisms across the spiral stairs. You stand quietly, feeling the warmth touch your face, the soft hum of the lighthouse beneath your feet, and the rhythm of the waves below. Every sound is softened, every motion slow, measured, as though the world itself is sighing in contentment. The wind carries a gentle, briny scent, brushing against your skin, whispering in tones too subtle to name. It is not a voice, not a command, but a lullaby of centuries, a reminder that you are part of something ancient and enduring. You move through the lighthouse with unhurried grace, noting every familiar object, the worn railing, the polished brass, the spiral curve of the stairs, and you feel a profound sense of belonging. Each object is a marker of time, a small echo of every keeper who has walked these steps before you. From this height, the sea stretches endlessly, a gentle, shimmering expanse that seems both near and impossibly distant. The waves roll with a hypnotic rhythm, a pulse that mirrors your own, soft and steady, coaxing every part of you toward serenity. You sit near the lantern, the first warmth of morning brushing against your hands, the glass cool and comforting beneath your touch. You feel the layers of time, the weight of countless sunrises and storms, not as burden, but as a gentle embrace of continuity. The lighthouse seems to breathe with you. Its presence is steady, patient, and indifferent, yet profoundly soothing. You are not alone, but neither are you constrained. A perfect balance of isolation and communion with the enduring rhythms around you. You close your eyes, letting the motion of the sea and the faint creak of the stones lull your mind. The world softens, and the lines between self and lighthouse, past and present, dream and waking, begin to dissolve into a gentle haze of calm. Thoughts of duties and worries drift away like mist over the water. Every breath draws in peace. Every exhale releases tension. The hypnotic cadence of the waves, the sway of the lantern, and the slow rotation of the beacon above become a soft lullaby that carries you ever deeper into stillness. In this quiet surrender, you feel the lighthouse's ancient knowledge, not as commands, not as burdens, but as a gentle guiding presence, a guardian of rhythm and time. You are both observer and participant, woven into its enduring tapestry, safe and cradled in its enduring pulse. The horizon glows with soft gold, painting the water in colors too tender for words. You breathe deeply, savoring the warmth, the calm, the awe that exists simultaneously within and beyond comprehension. As the day unfolds gently, you feel yourself drifting toward rest. Consciousness loosens, the world blurs softly at the edges, and a profound sense of quiet satisfaction settles deep in your chest. Here, in the lighthouse, you are exactly where you are meant to be, safe, held, and attuned to the eternal rhythm around you. And now, sleepyhead, as your mind carries you toward dream, we'll pause here. If this story lit a quiet corner of your mind, send a small signal back by liking this journey. To find your way back to these shores for more quiet tales, subscribe and let the light guide you home. In the quiet space below, leave your own echo in the comments. Tell us, what secret do you think the waves are whispering? And where in the world of soft dreams should we drift to next? Now, take a deep breath, let the lighthouse cradle your thoughts, and drift softly into the peaceful rhythm of the night. The waves continue their gentle rhythm. The lantern swings lightly, and you are at peace.